Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Matt Bernier kicking off the early 50-cent pick 4 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday with race number 2. The $75,000 Limehouse Stakes. You can bet the pick 4. You can bet the whole Gulfstream card on Saturday with a DRF Bets account. Easy sign up at bets.drf.com, plus you receive a 300% deposit match. Let's meet the field of 3-year-old sprinters getting ready to kick off this pick 4 sequence in the Limehouse. $75,000 is the purse. Matt, let's start with the 2 combinations. Nicely bred son of Alternation. Dam was a 4-time stakes winner. This dam's already foaled a couple of black type earners. Combination was a debut winner at Gulfstream West, and then last time out just kind of ran around there in his first start against winners in the Buffalo Man Stakes. But his figures have been solid in 2 starts, and there's no reason to think why he doesn't have a lot of upside coming into this race off a bullet work.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he takes a step forward here off of those figs where he's been living in the mid-90s from a time form standpoint and mid-70s from a buyer standpoint, second off of a little bit of a layoff. I guess the thing that I'm a little bit intrigued with here, he won that career debut setting relatively soft fractions out there on the lead. He wasn't fast enough to make the lead in that Buffalo Man. I can't imagine him being fast enough to make the lead in a spot like this, and I think there's plenty of speed in here. I'm going to be interested to see what Paco Lopez does there breaking from the 2 post. Are they intent to try to establish, or are they going to be willing to kind of take back and see what happens?
Well, Timeform US agrees with your assessment of the pace situation. We throw up the pace projector. You see that red bar indicating a fast pace. I'm just not sure if the 3 Mercuzio is the one that's going to be making it. He didn't make it last time out in the inaugural stakes as the favorite. He kind of got outpaced going into the turn, and he just chugged along to finish second. Maybe he didn't like a wet track. He's 1 for 1 on fast going. He's gotten beaten both starts on off going. I'm not sure if Mercuzio is the speed of the speed. I think if he is, he could be in trouble.
I was going to say, to be honest with you also, the way that they rode him in the inaugural, I don't know that necessarily you want to have a horse at this point dependent on the lead. And I think at least now you should. Look, he made a little bit of a bid there, and I know he ended up having a horse pull away from him in that run at Tampa, but it was a sloppy sealed track. It was across the state. I thought he ran okay in the grand scheme of things. I think he fits in here decently enough. I think if you believe that pace projector like I happen to, I think they're going to be content taking him back and trying to make that run. I think you got speed on the inside. I think you got speed from Seismic Jolt. I think you got speed on the outside coming from Splice the main brace. So I think there's a number of ways where you can look at it and say, if you're the connections of Mercuzio, the last thing you want to do is get out there and find yourself in a duel and end up paying the price.
He's got the best last buyer speed figure in this field. Comes into the race 96 Timeform US pace adjusted rating. Let's talk about the horse down on the rail. Sort of the question mark in here is the one running for Riz, who was last seen way back in August going gate to wire at 4.5 furlongs. Not sure of the field he beat that day. The 3rd place finisher came back to run 3rd with a 53 buyer. Still a maiden after 4 lifetime starts. But maybe this horse shows some speed, stretching all the way out from 4.5 to 6 and fresh to boot.
You know, the other thing, too, I'm not suggesting that this horse is going to go out there and be a superstar, but a raw 89 time form rating as an August 2-year-old, that's pretty good. It's not like this horse is out there crawling along. I guess the interesting thing here is off the layoff against winners for the first time, against some talented runners. I think you have to go, and at that point, again, I just don't know if I love your chances off of such a long layoff.
The 5 Seismic Jolt must have worked at that sale in 5 seconds flat, because a Cantharos to sell for $800,000 is almost unheard of. Seismic Jolt, he ran last time out when given his first opportunity on the dirt. Gate to wire effort going 6 furlongs, fast on the Timeform US scale, draws outside some of the other speeds. Something tells me that Seismic Jolt might be the one to take up the early running on Saturday afternoon. And if he gets loose, maybe these other ones should watch out, because visually he looked good last time.
I was going to say, I think this is a nice little horse here. And again, from a speed standpoint, they're going to send him. He's going to be forwardly placed. I think the thing that I'm most interested in seeing, look, if he runs really well here in this spot on Saturday, sure, you continue on to whatever the next logical step is with a sprint race on dirt. I still maintain, you see the Cantharos, you see the first 2 lifetime starts for on grass. I think he's going to end up being some kind of a turf sprinter. I think he might end up being a good one. I just think down the road, that's ultimately where his home is going to be.
Look at that company he's been keeping, though, on the grass. Fog of War and Current in his career debut, those legitimate graded stakes horses. Gladiator King, the horse that beat him 2 back, is the horse that outfinished Mercuzio in that inaugural inaugural at Tampa Bay down. So Seismic Jolt coming into this race might offer a little value at 6-1 on the morning line. Chinamato, the number 4, listed as a vet scratch on December the 23rd, returns here, blinkers off. Just didn't fire last time out in the inaugural. Hey, 3-year-old colt that's run 14 times. Hats off to him. Just needs to get a better spot.
Yeah, and I mean, just slow on paper right now. You're going to need that pace projector to be accurate for this horse to have any chance to come with a late run, perhaps underneath 7 times second or third.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Limehouse. I'm going to go to the outside, Splice the main brace. This horse has earned competitive Beyer speed figures in his last few. No much for Call Paul, graded stakes winner at Saratoga earlier this year. Most recently in the Pennsylvania Nursery. He battled with 4 other horses early while in between and was just no match for that one. I like that he's outside of the other speeds. I think he sits off of Seismic Jolt. I think he gets the jump on the true closers, and then he's got to hold off the oncoming rush of your horse, Final Jeopardy. I know you like this horse a lot.
Well, I got to be honest with you. It's one of those things. Gulfstream Park, we always talk about it, especially going short. It's rather conducive to speed. Speed does quite well. So when a horse like this debuts and he takes a little bit of money, he was bet down to 4-1, and rounding the far turn, he's not even on the screen, and his Chicklet's not even on the screen. Like, all right, well, they're going to have to get one into him and then move forward. And then all of a sudden, he comes up basically like someone is driving him like a car out in the clear, and he goes and just absolutely buries the rest of that field. That alone, I was impressed visually. And then you go through and you look and you see the runner-up, who he beat by more than 5 lengths, was a next out winner with a 66 Beyer. The 6th place finisher came back and earned a 66. This horse is 5-2 on the morning line. I'll be absolutely stunned if he's anything more than even money when it's all said and done. And I know that's maybe going a little bit overboard. There's some nice horses in here. I just think everybody and their brother saw that. I think he's going to get bet. Jason Service's barn is just rolling along. I don't see anything really to kind of talk me off of it. I think he's way the horse to beat.
Give me numbers.
I'm going to go 6-5-7-3.
Final Jeopardy, one to watch on Saturday, one to watch perhaps down the road. He's by Derby winner Street Sense from the family of Breeders' Cup juvenile winner Midshipman. I like Splice the main brace. He's going to get the jump. We'll see if he's battle-tested or classy enough to handle this Gulfstream group. 7-3-2-6 for me in the Limehouse, a 75 grander kicking off the early pick 4. Play it with a DRF Bets account. You won't be sorry because you get a 300% deposit match when you sign up at bets.drf.com. Approximate post time for the Limehouse, 12:35 Eastern. Good luck.